You are all very welcome to our Monday online breathing space on what is a grey, windy morning for me, although I am aware it mightn't be morning for everybody. My name's Marie, and I'm one half of the Exhale Awakening. And somewhere on your screen is Sharyn. She's right there on mine. And she's the other half of the Exhale Awakening. And we are your guides for this session. We have our own way of guiding these sessions. And if you have come for a conscious connected breath work, we're not going to do one of those this morning. And this is an online breathing space. And generally it is conscious connected breath work. But this morning we're going to do something slightly different. All our sessions they have the same structure. We run a free one on a Wednesday evening, the Midweek Exhale, and then we run longer ones. Our next longer one is the deeper exhale where we breathe with a tree, but they all basically have the same structure in that we begin each breath segment with birdsong and we finish each breath segment with silence. And we're going to do the same in this session. And the birdsong and the silence, along with the breath, all add up to be really amazing medicine for bringing you into your parasympathetic nervous system, for allowing your system to settle. The birdsong improves your mood, and the silence allows you to create new neural pathways, as well as all the other good things that they do. So this session is going to have the same structure. We're going to lead 3 different breath styles today. And we'll come to those in a little while, but each one will begin with birdsong and we'll finish with silence. There are no contraindications for the breath styles that we're going to use today. However, there's a couple of things that I want to say on that. The first one is listen to your body. Your body will let you know what is right for you in this moment. And anything we offer you in this session is an invitation. Please feel free to go back to your natural breath if something we offer you doesn't sit right today. That is always an option, and that is always in your control. Our one rule in the Exhale Awakening is that you are comfortable. So please do whatever you need to take care of your physical comfort. And if that means moving or vocalizing, if you're in a place to do that, please feel free to do all those things. There is a slight caveat with the be comfortable. It is breath work. And sometimes in breath work, we arrive at places where we feel some discomfort. And the invitation in this session is to sit maybe with that discomfort a little bit. Is to check in with your body, and if you feel the safety and the strength to sit with that discomfort just for a little bit, not to push through it, not to get rid of it, just to sit with it. Because sometimes sitting with the discomfort does allow things to gently begin to flow if they've got stuck but always knowing that if you sit with the discomfort and it just becomes too much, bring your breath back to its natural rhythm and all the sensations will go away. The other thing to say is when we breathe consciously, sometimes because we change the chemistry in our blood, sometimes we can become lightheaded. So if you're at home and if something happens that you have to get up, please don't get up quickly. Please take a few moments, allow your breath to settle again and maybe any lightheadedness to pass, and then get up, because we do want you to be safe. I think that's as much as I have to say on the contraindications and things like that.
So we're going to invite you to get settled down straight away. So find yourself in a comfortable place, and you can do this breath work seated or lying down. You might need a blanket, you might need some water. Just spend a couple of moments doing what is necessary to take care of yourself. The breath style that we're going to do today, or the whole of this session actually, is based on alternate nostril breathing. So first we're going to breathe with the lunar breath, then we're going to breathe with the solar breath, and then we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. But before we get into that, I'm just looking around and you're all getting nicely settled. Before we get into that, Marie's going to do a longer intro around all of that loveliness in a second. But we're just going to connect with our breath first. Just kind of become a little bit more selfish. Become aware of where you are in your space. Become a little bit aware of your space. We've managed to make selfish something that's bad, but this whole session is all about you. So find yourself in your body, in the space that you're in. Feel your connection to the surface that you're seated or lying down on. Maybe even touch it with your hands and really just feel the space that you're in. Maybe you might need to make minor adjustments. You might want to sway a little bit to move. You might be happy perfectly still. And just notice your breath. Notice the rise and the fall of your body. And maybe you might feel that rise and fall in your chest or perhaps in your shoulders. Maybe even in your belly. And if you were with us at the Midweek Exhale on Wednesday, you might even feel the movement in your back or in the sides of your rib cage. But just notice that as you inhale, your body expands, and as you exhale, your body contracts. And you might notice the speed of your breath. And you might be able to focus on your breath a little and perhaps slow it down. So elongate your inhale and elongate your exhale. Just feeling your breath soften, maybe. Perhaps you arrived with lots of things. And maybe with each exhale, you can let one of those things just fall by your side. You don't need to release it or let it go, nothing so dramatic. Just allow it to be next to you and not front and center. You can pick anything up you need to as you leave. And we've done all of that without even thinking about the breath as it enters your body. So notice whether you're breathing through your nose, through your mouth, or maybe a combination. So just notice your inhale first. You're breathing through your mouth. Do you have the capacity to move that breath to your nose? Don't worry if you don't. Whatever you have the capacity for is fine. And just noticing how the breath feels on the inhale. Maybe the temperature or the texture of the breath. And then notice your exhale. And the same things, are you exhaling through your mouth or through your nose? And is it a fast exhale or a slow exhale? And you're just noticing at this point, we're not changing anything. And just stay there with your breath, noticing, making minor adjustments if it feels good. but really just being aware.
And as you continue just to focus and notice your breath, we're going to breathe today with the sun and the moon, the luminaries. And they've always been with us, and they mark our time and they mark our seasons. They mark the rhythm of our days and nights. And we're going to begin breathing with the moon, silver and quiet. She knows the language of rest, of dreaming, and of the dark that holds us. The feminine pathway, the left side of your brain, the cooling breath. And she waxes and wanes, telling us that everything has its seasons, that we're allowed to be full and we're allowed to be empty. Then we're going to breathe with the sun, golden, steady, the warmth that wakes the world. He knows the language of energy and of growth and of the light that calls us forward. The masculine pathway, the right side of our body, and the warming breath. And he rises and sets, teaching us that each day is both an ending and a beginning. That we can meet every day with gentle strength. Our ancestors knew this. They lived by the rhythms, and your body still remembers. Your left nostril connects to the lunar channel, and your right connects to the solar channel. And when we breathe through each one in this session, we're not just moving air, we're honouring ancient rhythms that live within us still. I'm going to work with both today. We're going to say goodbye to the moon's rest and welcome the sun's energy and weave them together in balance. Rested and alive, soft and strong, held by the dark and warmed by the light.
So let's begin with our lunar breath. And we're going to there are a number of ways that you can breathe the lunar breath and the solar breath. But for today, we are going to concentrate our breath in the left nostril for the moon and the right nostril for the sun. And we do this naturally, which I think is magic and amazing. So as you notice your inhale, just notice whether, through your nose if you can, just notice whether the right side of your nostril or the left side of your nostril is favoured right now. It's very subtle, but you'll notice that more air is moving through one nostril than the other. And that is what your body is favouring right now. So for me, it is my left side, which is good, since that's what we're going to do first. But like all of our breaths, we can influence them, and we can consciously bring our awareness to it. And that's what we're going to do with our lunar breath. So using your right hand to close your right nostril, we're going to begin our breathing in and out through the left nostril. Just gently breathing in and gently breathing out through the left nostril. And as you bring your attention to the breath entering and exiting through your left nostril, Just remembering some of the words that Marie shared. When we breathe in this way, we are activating the left side of our body, the pathway of the feminine, the quiet and the deep rest. Keep that in the forefront of your mind, the quiet, the deep rest. The invitation to consciously breathe into the dark sky. The moon breath, gentle and slow. Like the tide pulling back from the shore. Gentle and slow. And if you need to swap over your hands or adjust your posture, then remember our rule to be comfortable and adjust as you need to. In and out gently through the left nostril. Remembering the quiet of the night before the day arrives. The stillness that happens before the first light of day. Let this breath be cool and silver, like the moonlight on water. Let the inhale be like the waxing moon growing, and the exhale be like the waning moon, releasing. And the pause at the bottom, resting. Slow and gentle. And on your next exhale, let your hand come away from your nose and let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Noticing the expansion that you feel. And just resting as we enter into the silence.
And as the bird song gently brings the silence to a close, just noticing what that silence felt like. And knowing that whatever way it felt, it was perfect. Maybe noticing how it felt to breathe with the moon. How it felt to breathe in and out through your left nostril. And now we're going to shift to the other side. So this time we're going to take our left hand and we're going to close our left nostril. And we're going to begin to bring our breath in and out through the right nostril. Just taking a few seconds to adjust so that you're comfortable and just get used to how that feels. As we begin noticing, how does it feel different to the other one? And allowing yourself to find your rhythm here. Gently bringing the breath in and out your right nostril this time. Right side of your body, the pathway of the sun, of warmth, of the day's energy. This is the sun's breath. Warmth, energy, and aliveness. But still breathing gently. Feel that breath steady and alive, like the first light of the sun touching the house. And you're not forcing anything or rushing or pushing. You're just simply saying, I'm ready. I'm here. Feel the breath coming gently in and out through your right nostril. Maybe you can feel the warmth gathering gently in your chest, your belly, and your limbs. The gentle warmth. Waking what needs wakened, softly and gently. And this breath is golden and warm. And this day is yours to meet with gentleness, the way the sun wakes the land. And you don't have to arrive blazing. You can arrive softly and gently. And adjusting your arm if you need to, maybe changing hands. Keeping the breath coming in and out through your right nostril. Maybe you're beginning to notice the beginnings of the warmth, the energy and the readiness that the sun brings. Take our last few breaths here. And on your next exhale, just allowing your hands to fall away and your breath to return to its natural rhythm.
And as the birdsong begins again, just noticing how it felt in the silence after you had been breathing with the sun. Notice how it felt to move to 2 nostrils again. And maybe tune into your breath and notice which nostril in your natural breath is most dominant right now. We naturally move and flip between the nostrils, just allowing one to be dominant at all times. And of course, our next breath is bringing these two together, the sun and the moon, the rest and the energy. And we're going to do this by taking one hand. I'm going to use my right, so this is the way I will give the instructions, and pulling down your index finger and your middle finger. So you have your thumb and your ring finger and your tiny finger, your pinky finger outstretched. And you're going to place your thumb on your right nostril, and you're going to breathe in through your left. At the top of the breath, we swap nostrils. We put our finger on the left and we release the right. We exhale. And then we take our inhale again through the right. And at the top, we put our thumb on our nostril and we release our left. And we exhale. And we inhale. Always changing at the top of the breath. So just let that be for a while. Inhaling, swapping, exhaling, inhaling, swapping, exhaling. bringing together that moon breath and sun breath, giving space to the rest and to the energy, to the darkness and to the light. Bringing balance to both. The meeting place between what was and what will be. The threshold where you come to know that you can carry both the quietness and the aliveness, the softness and the strength. The rest that you've always known, and the energy that you're stepping into. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can be both rested and alive, both gentle and strong. Like the rhythm of the sea, in and out, both equally important. A gentle tide back and forth. The silver and gold, the dark and the light. Quiet and awake. Just gently breathing with yourself, all parts of yourself. We've got 1 more minute left, so if you've lost the rhythm of the breath, or you need to change your hands, closing one nostril and inhaling, swapping at the top, exhale, inhale. Swapping at the top, exhaling and inhaling. A soft returning home to yourself. Noticing the balance, the wholeness, the breath weaving. And on your next exhale, letting your natural rhythm return as we move into the silence.
And as the birdsong begins for the final time in this session, just taking some time to reflect on what it felt to bring both together. And then on what the silence felt after breathing using alternate nostrils. And although this birdsong also signals the fact that our session is approaching an end and we are going to have to come back and move into the rest of our day, we do have some time here. And you can use that time to stay in your breathing nest and just reflect. Maybe allow your mind to wander a little bit and see where it goes. Or maybe you want to use the time to do a little bit of journaling. Whatever for the next 3 or 4 minutes will support you as we prepare to make our way back to the Zoom room and then to our day. And although the integration for this session is really only beginning, it's almost time for us to draw this little bit of integration to a close. So if you are still in your breathing nest, maybe beginning to bring some gentle movement in preparation for the journey back. And equally, if you're journaling or using anything else, just finishing what you're doing, knowing that maybe you'll come back to us in the Zoom room when you're done. Even some gentle, soft movement. Your fingers and toes, maybe. And beginning to maybe even picture in your mind's eye what it'll be like to open your eyes and come back. When you're ready, if your eyes are still closed, gently blinking them open and slowly and gently coming back into your own space and then joining us back here in the Zoom room. And as you come back to the Zoom room, and there's no rush, I just want to draw your attention to the links that we've put in the chat. And if you're watching the recording, that you will find somewhere roundabout. The first link is the link to our Midweek Exhale, which is quite similar in structure to this. So if you enjoyed that, please join us on a Wednesday evening. And the link to get the Zoom link is in the chat. It's a free session. This is a breathing space session, so the link to contact Breathing Space by email is there, as is the facilitator training. Breathing Space facilitator training, where you could learn to do this, but also our facilitator training that we run in partnership with Breathing Space. Breathing Space also have an all-access pass where you get access to a huge library of recordings, but also to longer breathwork sessions every month. There's two, one on the first Tuesday with Ben and then one on the fourth Sunday. And the link for the all-access pass is in there. The recording for this will go on our YouTube channel, and it will also go on our library, the Exhale Library. The link for the YouTube channel and to sign up to our Exhale Library, which is free, is also in the chat, as is the link to get the tickets for our longer sessions that I mentioned at the beginning. The one with the trees is next, and it's at the beginning of February. And finally, you'll be glad to know, our directory listing. If you enjoyed the session and you want to leave a review, or indeed if you want to contact us at any point, you'll find us in the Breathing Space directory, and the link for that's also in the chat.
So we're going to stop the recording now.